What up, y'all? This Wicked K. This Toxic. We're Troubled Minds. Murder House Records. And you're watching RoX-TV.
Oh, hi America. My name is King Gordy.
You are watching RoX-TV.
Watching RoX-TV.
Yo, man, this is Shaggy, too dope in this bitch. I might be dope, but I ain't as dope as RoX-TV. You know what I'm saying? Check out RoX-TV, you motherfucker, you.
RoX-TV, your link to the underground and to the mainstream, yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sid Jones. Welcome back to RoX-TV Weekly. And this week we're doing things a little bit different, so I'm going to introduce the people joining me at this table. I got Bobby Doe to my right because Casper is gone. I've got my homie Jake here.
Yep.
Jake, welcome to RoX-TV Weekly. How you feeling today?
Pretty good, man.
I'm feeling pretty good too. How about you, Bobby Doe? How you feeling over there? No one gives a fuck.
Oh.
I give a fuck a little bit.
Yeah, I did that. A little bit, you would. I think I saw you making eyes at me.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being on the show and stuff. Someone with common sense and stuff. Other than
it is nice to have that. You know, now I've got I'm 0 for 2 on co-hosts. So Bobby Doe, did you go to any shows this weekend? What'd you do this weekend? You have any
Absolutely. I slept and watched wrestling.
You slept and watched wrestling. That sounds eventful.
I know, right?
Sounds like a good weekend.
It does sound like a good weekend.
What the hell did you do?
Where did we go?
Yeah, where did
we
we go,
went to the Diesel Lounge, sir.
Ooh.
We went to the Diesel Lounge to go see Grave Robber for their first show in Detroit. What was it, 5 years, I think they said?
Yeah, something like that.
That was absolutely insane to see those guys because that was my first punk show that I went and saw ever in 2006.
Nice. Was that in the theater part or the other part, the bar part?
It was in the bar part.
Nice. How did it draw?
It drawed pretty good. I thought, it was about 50, 55 people, I'd say.
Yeah, it was going on for about like 5 hours, though.
Yeah.
People are in and out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
nice,
like
nice.
kids from all ages, man. It was this one kid, born in 06, by the way, and Grave Robber was his first show. His first show.
Drummer's son.
Yeah, from Mo something or other. Motastic?
Yeah, we don't know the name.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to interview them, unfortunately, but I got to hang out with the drummer for a bit. And I got to hang out with the son, got to hang out with Grave Robber. We got an interview coming out for you guys.
Interviews are always good.
Oh, dude, the lead singer of Grave Robber is amazing. They have definitely up and changed so much. I mean, I remember their biggest hit. They didn't even play it. That shows you how much they have drawn and changed and evolved. Their song used to be Love Hurts. That was like their biggest song that they'd ever done. And what'd they say their big hit was this go around? It was their first show in 5 years, and they were talking to us. You'll see it in the interview.
It was the Killing You song.
Yeah, Zombie, iZombie.
Oh yeah, that one.
That one I thought was pretty solid, and it's really interesting how they do that. They're actually talking about how it's rising from the dead. It's like not being dead, not being at rock bottom, but emerging from it. So I thought that was really interesting. They've got interesting philosophies. A Christian horror punk band is how they call themselves.
That is a big. So if they get 1 million copies, like, do they go myrrh or platinum? Because if they're Christian, doesn't Christian rock get myrrh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's really
I
interesting
don't think there's
question.
so much Christian.
Asking the hard questions over here.
Well,
Christian
they
beliefs.
are. If you look at their Wikipedia, you look at all their online stuff. They are marketed as a Christian horror band. It is in there.
Yeah, he also said he doesn't like religion, though.
No,
So
but
it's-
Christianity. So it's like being a true Christian outside of religion. So that's going to be.
I feel like he's just throwing stuff at the wall. So like whatever.
No.
Because
Because this guy is truly religious, which I thought was amazing. And if you guys, while we're talking about subjects that we're not supposed to be discussing on the show, I got one for you guys. So Bernie Sanders,
Oh no.
running for president, had his own show in 1986 to 1988. You love how I do this?
What
You
kind of
love how I
show
do
was
this?
it? What kind of show was it?
It was it was. I got my notes here.
Public access.
Yeah, it was like public TV. Is what it was, public access television. And he'd run around, he'd like interview people.
I used to watch Sesame Street too on public access television.
Oh, that's cute. I bet you did.
So
You know, I
you
actually
were
never got
signing
into
up Bernie.
Sesame Street. Like, fun fact about myself, I never got into it. Like,
Yeah.
I never got into
Sesame
it.
Street?
Yeah, I never got
That
into
explains
Yeah.
a lot about you,
You seem
Sid
like you could be a
Jones.
character on Sesame Street.
it. Oh, thanks. It's sweet. I actually got into believe it or not, there was a show on Nick Jr. I can never think of the name. It was like Busy Town or whatever the hell. Like that was like a worm that was coming out of an apple. That was like kind of my thing.
I think you're just on acid.
I was probably on acid. That show never existed ever. So anyways, Bernie Sanders had his own show, 1986, 1988. And if this dude runs and wins, Sid Jones will end up having to follow those footsteps, man. I tell you, that to me is absolutely amazing, where you've got a man who was involved in social issues at the time
I don't
for 1986, 1988.
I don't do politics.
Oh, I pissed off Papa Bear.
What's up, Bob?
Pissed off the big boss, man.
Thought
Welcome.
we talked about no politics on the show.
And no religion. We did talk about that too. Remember that?
Yeah, well, it looks like you brought some bad religion.
I did bring some bad religion, which a woman once said to me in Detroit. She goes, "Well, I guess bad religion is better than no religion." I loved it. I got such a kick out of that. Old woman just being that witty. I thought it was great.
So you're on your second strike.
Really?
Bernie
Bernie Sanders onto the fucking RoX-TV network.
He had his own like RoX-TV-esque thing that was on public television. He was talking about music, social
yeah, sure,
issues.
it was real cutting edge.
It was actually like black and white and very fuzzy. It's I wish I would have remembered to bring the clip because it's interesting. But you can actually go look up Bernie Sanders, public access television. He actually interviews punks in a mall in Burlington, Vermont. It's the Burlington Mall, which I thought was interesting. I thought that was a great topic.
I don't vote.
I think I see what's going on here. This is just a cheap way for him to plug his East Coast stuff. Vermont.
Are you trying to hint? Are you trying to? Is that you got your own
Are you
agenda?
just trying to shove the East Coast down everyone's throat?
I think that the East Coast has been a huge influence in the music scene. Black Flag.
Oh God.
Henry Rollins came from D.C.
We're about to go East Coast, West Coast up in here like it's the 1990s.
Yes, we are, because we're going to Lethal Weekend 3. We will be there for that.
When
so we
exactly
are going.
is that? Where
Oh,
are
remember
these
when you
things?
were like host of Lethal Weekend?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, well, you're not hosting Summer Rap Jam because you don't want to listen to my political rules.
And religious rules.
Who's the host, Bob?
Well, Robert Doe.
I guess I gotta hold it on my shoulders again,
And
just
DJ,
like I had to do in New
DJ
Year's.
Dankish, or sometimes referred to as DJ Danish, DJ Stankfish, DJ Catnap.
It's DJ R.
Do not refer to DJ as DJ R. I apologize.
Arg.
R.
I knew you were going to get to that pirate stuff again.
I love Ailstorm so much.
Who?
Ailstorm, they're a pirate punk band from Scotland.
What we could do for Sid is make him walk the plank.
Great song, by the way. It's a great song from Ailstorm.
Right-
There's a
right
song
out
called
of
Walk
Summer
the Plank.
Jam.
It's on the same album as Keelhauled, which I thought was funny because in Keelhauled they actually talk about walking the plank on that song too. So it's almost like I thought it was interesting. But do you know what Keelhauled actually means? It's where they throw you off the ship and they drag you from behind it. It's called being keelhauled. So I actually have a chapter in my upcoming book, Grains of Chaos, and the chapter title is called Keelhauled. And it's actually a callback to my previous book that I wrote, Eaten Alive. So I thought that was really kind of a cool thing to put in there. Huge shout out to Ailstorm for inspiring my writing, by the way.
Yeah, you should mention your award too.
Yes, I am being nominated in the UK.
For what?
It's
For being the most non-English guy.
It's KDP's got.
Is that Katy Perry?
No. KDP is publishing, but it's for their.
Katy
but
Perry
it's
has
for Kindle.
a PPO on him.
I think a bunch of women have it. I think our friend over here actually has a PPO on me. But anyways, it's for Kindle, so it's like books that have sold and been purchased, and most of my sales
Would you
for
let
Kindle.
Jake talk ever?
You asked me a
I
question.
feel like he's just ignoring Jake.
It is the Sid Jones Show because I might not be
It's Sid
hosting Summer
Jones.
Rap Jam, but I am hosting this show.
We might not even let you in Summer Rap Jam.
He'll just have to be on the outside looking in. And I know that'll kill him because he's a big King Gordy fan.
He might be able to hear it if he puts his ears up against the building.
He's gonna be so security's gonna like be in there and be like, Sid, you're not allowed here at Summer Rap
put
Jam.
pictures front and
Like
back.
that was the 3 strike thing. You got involved in punk rock, you talked religion, and you talked politics. Game over, man.
It's over.
I'm going to tell you what, the artists that are on Summer Rap Jam are going to be very happy come July 14th, the day after. But all you artists that didn't get on it, y'all fucked up.
Should have came hung out with us.
But there is an underground show coming up shortly, isn't there? You're going to be in a prom dress.
Prom rejects.
I once, like, it was like Halloween, and I don't know why, but like, you know how some people dress up like girls
For
on
Halloween?
I mean,
And
I don't
was
do it,
supposed to
but
dress up like
tell
an
me
old
more
lady.
about it.
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't do it. Like I switched out and went to school with no costume. I
Look
just
like
couldn't do
Homer
it.
Simpson with like the moo dress
I
on.
put
That's
a
all I
dress
see
on,
right
and
now.
it was just the weirdest thing ever. I was like, no, not happening.
Did you shave? Were you like shaved and did it, or just put it?
I was a kid.
Oh,
I was a
knew you were a kid. I
But
thought you
I
did
was-
this as a
I was
theme
like
thing as
10,
an
but
adult.
you know, I didn't have to shave at 10.
You were experimenting.
I just started
that's all.
shaving like.
So are we confirming that you
Wasn't
will be in a prom
Halloween.
dress this year for this?
No, I'm
for this
DJing at the Murder House Prom Nights Reject show.
So I think the bands that shouldn't or that aren't on the thing, that they should be able to funnel their music to you,
Funnel it.
get it to you, so we're able to play it in between sets. If you're nice to
This
us.
is a very erotic microphone.
It is.
Anyway, yeah, I'm DJing, and if you are not performing on Summer Rap Jam, but you are a musician, hey, show up. Bring that flash drive. I'll play your music between sets if it's sweet. So bring that fire.
That's really good of you. It really is. You know, you're pushing people that aren't even on the show and stuff. They're just coming to attend. So come support the show. Come get your music played and stuff.
RoX-TV's always been about up-and-coming artists of all kinds.
Support, baby. So I love you guys.
Met a lot of up-and-coming bands, up-and-coming rappers, of course, and I've even met a couple up-and-coming pop stars. So
And I
whatever
introduced you to some punk rockers. I got introduced you to Ralph of Bad Assets.
Yes, at the world's biggest bar, Kelly's Bar in Hamtramck.
That's
I
pretty
love
cool.
Hamtramck.
Oh,
That's the one where you guys sat in the car and smoked weed all night. 'cause
okay,
it was-
wait. No, okay.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
ignited a plant inside a vehicle that was off, and we were watching Coming to America on my phone, which
It
was
was
on
Coming
TV.
to America.
We came into the bar, and Coming to America was on the TV in the bar, and I was like, hey, I got TV on my phone. You want
Let's
to go
get
watch it in
out
the
of
car?
here. We were out of there in
Listen.
20 minutes.
I claustrophobic, and like I can handle this room because there's only 4 people there. But when you get me in a tiny bar with a bunch of people, I start feeling antsy, like I'm always in everyone's way. And
You know, I will say this. I was glad that Josh was there and had a good time. We ended up shooting pool the majority of the night with one of the guys of State, actually.
Yeah, you were telling us about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was really happy to have been there. It was great just having – I felt like I was there for work, and then it turned out being like, I'm just going to hang out with these guys.
That's what we do at our hip-hop shows and stuff. We just,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
you
work,
do.
but it's
so, is there any non-punk news in the world here?
Yes, there is, actually. Eminem apparently came out with a mixtape way back in the day. And
who'd
this
have
gentleman is releasing a
Can't believe
documentary.
that.
I
on
don't
it.
rapper
know.
with
But
a
before he was
mixtape?
famous, he came out with a mixtape.
It's his name is Paul. I believe it's Kaysen. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. But
Paul comes over, he's casing the joint. Yeah, I watch out.
he is Def Jam CEO and Eminem's manager. The upcoming mixtape documentary titled Infinite and is based around this cassette that was sold for $5 that is no longer. So yeah, there was a mixtape that
The
was out.
infamous
It's not about
mixtape
Infinite, right?
is. Oh, it's not
Infinite's out.
right. Unless
You know what I like to do when I listen to mixtapes? Eat once bitten, twice baked edibles.
sometimes
wash
I
it down with
can't
some
do
dope water.
anything,
Yeah.
and then I get
Wash
some
down with some
edibles
dope
in my
water.
hands, and life comes back.
It really does. You know, it helps with body pain. Helps clear your mind if you're having a bad day.
I tripped on those gummies.
I
in the
told
middle
a
of the
true
night.
story today. Like, I have some pain issues, and like last year, well, 2017, I spent a lot of it like laying on the floor in a certain position, so like I wasn't in pain. And I was like, man, I gotta find a way to like get my life back. And I had smoked weed, you know, but it really only distracts you. But then like I tried edibles, and I was off the floor, back functioning again.
Body high really gets in. It really gets
I
in your
didn't,
stream.
when I'm in pain, I don't feel any kind of.
No, it legitimately
like,
helps
high.
you
I
and
just
relieves the pain.
brings me back to normal.
That's good.
While we're
Glad
on
we
the
could help
topic
you.
of edibles, I got to ask you guys a question. I took a 50 milligram gummy frog that I got from some
You're not okay. You know what it is? You're not used to smoking or anything like that. So like giving you a 50 milligram edible is like giving me like 1,000 milligram edible. You know, I would have been in the same position that you are and stuff. So you shouldn't just blame it. You should took one cube at a time, which are like you would have been fine and stuff. But you like.
Well, what I did is I ate it because I was going to go to sleep, so I thought THC helps you sleep. Instead, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Instead of thinking.
And just tripped balls.
See, that's the thing. I think I know what feeling you're talking about, and you weren't tripping. You were just still stoned. You woke up. You know, like how you're really groggy when you wake up. You feel high. You feel like you're like, what the fuck and shit. Like my buddy woke me up with the other day, handing me money he owed me and stuff, $200, and I was literally like, what? Am I still dreaming? So it was one of those. You were just really high, and usually in those circumstances, you're supposed to head to the fridge and eat something, and then you'll come down some, and you'll be fine and stuff. You just had. That's all, man. You're just not used to it and stuff like that.
Right.
We're gonna get you right and stuff, man. It would be a function on THC.
Well,
I don't think he's gonna try it.
What I think, one of the things I liked about the lollipop edible that I got from
Me.
I got it from Once Bitten Twice Baked, was it put me out for 16 hours where I didn't know where we were. We almost crashed into something, and I was totally fine with everything. I was like, oh, we almost
Didn't really
died.
Talk. That was on the way to AXC release party
Nick,
and
DJ Nick
Ohio.
Cash White. You fucking wrong, bro. This is not previously recorded. Welcome to RoX-TV Live.
We live.
He thought this was
Not
previously recorded, that we're not live. Does he not see the live
Who is it, Nick
icon?
who?
What?
Who, Nick who?
I don't know. Nick Wrong.
Nick Wrong. I like that.
We fucking live.
So, do you guys consider Tool like stoner music?
Tool is amazing. I've seen Tool live a lot in my life, and amazing band, tons of amazing albums, tons of amazing songs, some of the sickest music videos you've ever seen.
So you must be happy that they debuted their first music in 10 years recently. How do you guys feel about that?
That is a fucking amazing
Is
thing.
it just a single or is it an album?
From what I gathered, they actually released a song and they released some of their art. I'm not a Tool fan. I just know that there's a lot of Tool fans out there, and I want to put it out there that they have debuted new music. Make sure you guys are checking that out, especially if you guys are Tool fans. I never really got into them. I did get into Trapped, which I assume is completely different, but it was right around the same era.
I literally just worked at
Trapped
is nothing like Tool.
Right, I just said like they're but
No,
same era. They came out right around the same years.
not even close.
No.
Tool's way before
Tool's
that.
been
I just
out for
worked
a
at
long
Trap
time,
concert at
and
Harpo's.
Trapped is still doing things?
Yes, they were. There was saliva.
Tool's a real
and
dark
Puddle of Mud.
metal band with a lot of
Yeah, they're like
metaphorical, deep, crazy
they're like the
lyrics.
inspiration
They're
for
not
Marilyn
like,
Manson, aren't they? Oh no, that's 9 Inch Nails.
No.
Well, their
Nine
artwork
Inch
is
Nails wasn't
very-
an inspiration. They picked up Marilyn Manson, helped produce the first album.
They're the reason.
Hey,
why
shout
it's
out
one of
Andy Sherman. He's watching. Good guy, Andy.
I fuck with it.
Andy, I think he's managing one of those escape rooms, which is pretty
them.
freaking
He is.
dope.
I want to try one. We all should do a RoX-TV field trip.
We'll have to do a RoX-TV field trip to Andy's escape room. Kevin Reynolds is watching. Isn't that?
Yeah, it's my boy Crazy McCormick in the house.
Shout out
Crazy
Crazy.
McCormick.
That's my dude.
Thanks for the support.
You know,
like
regardless
Mr.
of any
Collins,
bullshit,
you know?
Crazy and I, we had beef. This is a true story. We had beef, like some serious, like I talked.
Was
mad
it
shit.
was it meatloaf or steak?
Oh, I'm talking like it was like rotted meat, like down to the core, bones propped out. That if you were to take a bite into it, it would cut out your throat type shit, like that kind of beef. It was brutal with each other. So this dude, I'm trying to get down to this lit video shoot, and I hit up Crazy McCormick, and I'm like, hey, how does Lyft work? You ride for Lyft and Uber. Dude, help me through it. He's like, here, this is what you do. Here's 10% off on me
What an
to get
asshole.
down. Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
right.
I
So
fucking fuck
serious
that
beef.
guy.
Oh, the
And I'm
shithead
like, so
James
I'm a-
O'Malley is watching.
So I'm like a dick, right? And then homie hits me up a year later, almost a year to the day, and he says, "You want to ride down to DCG Con with me, all the way down to
Oh,
Colorado?"
is that the guy that I fucking met
Wait,
you with? Or I mean, I
Sid.
met you before that, but
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert or nothing, but you drove from Michigan down to Colorado.
Over to Colorado.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'm just seeing. I don't know. I've gone
Over
down
to
below
Colorado,
Michigan
up
a
to
few
Colorado.
times. I've seen some Ohio, some Kentucky, but Colorado wasn't hiding there.
No, Colorado's over towards the west someplace.
over and kind of up, ain't it? Or is it over
Uh,
down? Over
I would
down.
be over and down, maybe. I don't know. It's hard
Over
to tell.
down.
I wonder how accurate maps really are.
I didn't know.
Is
I
the
just
Earth really
I
round?
I
could
slept
be
majority
Do you
of
just
the ride.
trust the man?
Do you
I do
trust
trust the man. I do trust
Really?
Crazy McCormick.
What if you
I
just
do.
keep walking in one straight line?
I did do that though when I was down in
You
New York
tried it?
City. Yeah, just
Forrest Gump style?
just walking, picking a direction, and walking straight. Yeah. I
I've
got
secretly
lost.
wanted to
I was
do that.
drunk
wish
as
I had
fuck
the
one
endurance.
night. Drunk as fuck one night. And my buddy David brings me over to this one person's place. I'm like, I don't want to chill at this house anymore. I leave, drunk, looked around, no idea where I'm at. And I'm like, I'm going to start walking in this direction. 2.5 hours later, I ended up back at right where I was working in Okemos. So
know where
somehow,
Okemos
I don't know where I was at. I've asked David.
Find like the Beyond section in Bed Bath & Beyond?
No, yeah, it took me 2.5 hours to get from Bed Bath & Beyond to,
Jake
you know,
is on a roll. I
Yeah.
love Jake.
hanging out with this guy's a trip. You should do it more often when we.
I
when
would
we're-
try to, but I'm gonna bring him to hip hop shows instead of having to go to like, places I think I need a tennis shot to go into.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way with some of your shows that you've been at, though. I mean, kind of hanging around you, though. I kind of feel like I need one of those too. So
You might need a shot. Man.
I know.
Is that because he's so sharp?
I think it's mostly because of like he's like away from my element. Like this dude is like straight up
I mean,
Detroit.
you have a Lars tattoo hip
Yeah.
hop. You have a Hatchet Man. We
Yes, I
both
do.
have Hatchet Man.
Yeah, we
but
do.
you hate on the underground. What the fuck?
I
do
don't
you
hate
think
on
that
the
those
underground.
guys-
I don't
you
hate
do
on the underground.
bands. You don't
No,
like
no,
our
no.
shows.
No. It's kind of like I like cheeseburgers. Love cheeseburgers. When I was down in South by Southwest, I took a break from burgers.
Yeah, he
You're
ate some
taking a-
salad.
I ate salad at steakhouses. Or
Eat salad at steakhouses.
yeah, like
I
where
mean, if
they-
you weren't paying it, I'd be happy if I took out to eat. and you made a
If
salad
you're
instead.
watching, share this shit.
yeah, you guys are definitely gonna want to share this with your friends.
Yeah,
'cause you
everybody
guys
share
are-
this. Everybody that's
Sid
But-
Jones has been kicked off Summer Rap Jam.
I've been
officially.
yeah,
You're
officially
fucking
been.
out. You're not even coming to the building. I'm putting your picture up.
You're going to have to fucking get
Sorry.
all your King Gordy news from the internet.
I am going to have to get it all the way from the internet. I'm gonna have to be
You want
sitting
to be
at home.
punk? You could sit
posting
in that. What's up
videos.
with Kelly's? It's actually.
You
it's not
guys
that
are going
bad.
to want to be at Summer Rap Jam this year. There's going to be plenty of surprises, none of which you're going to find out today.
And that's it. Hot hits, right?
Yes,
No,
and
no, it's not.
90.
Hot Rocks.
I'd say
It's Hot
90%.
Rocks, also known as the Ritz. Also, you know what, man? I'm feeling saucy today. You heard about my show I got coming up, right? June 21st.
Oh, with Isham, the
Yeah,
Unholy.
The unholy one, Isham. Yes, that is sure. I want to give away some fucking tickets today, and I had gotten the green light from the man that runs Harpo's and stuff like that, Mr. Roosevelt.
Thank you, Mr. Roosevelt.
Yes,
thank you,
very
Harpo's.
much. Thank you for
donating
Harpo's
the
and
tickets.
Stuff. You guys are amazing, and we love you guys very much, RoX-TV. So I don't know how I'm going to give them off. I'm going to, you know what? Let me see in the comments section. What kind of contest should I run right now? And, a little bit later, maybe about 20, 15 minutes or so, I'll run a contest because everybody wants 2 Isham tickets to
So I
Detroit. Isham is coming back to Detroit, baby. It's hometown, baby.
What is your favorite Isham song, by the way?
Me Boom Boom Boom, because it actually my daughter used to. I know it says his best song, but the reason why it's my favorite song is my daughter used to really like it and stuff. But she's really little and she like rocked out to it and stuff. So Boom 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 is like my favorite.
You, Jake, you an Isham fan, Mr. Hip Hop over here, Mr. I know
Words
shit.
after words.
Oh,
Yes. What about you? Do you even like Isham?
I never got into acid rap.
You like
He's never done acid.
Yeah.
Gordy's like acid rap. He's a product from it.
Gordy is shock value rap.
Yeah,
It's
Gordy,
different.
Gordy is horrorcore.
It's a
He is
different-
the king of horrorcore, not king of acid rap. He is king of horrorcore.
It's the Godfather of wicked shit. Just get it right.
Right. I know. The I'm familiar with the album artwork and some of all of that. I mean, I respect Isham for everything he's done, and I respect his record label. Daniel Jordan is an artist that I truly have love for. And
Is
I'm
Daniel officially on Real Life Records?
He
or is
was. I don't know if he
or
still
he
is,
just,
but he was.
Daniel, I met Daniel Jordan once. Very nice guy. Like I
I'm
don't.
pretty sure Daniel Jordan, because I did an interview with him on Juggalo News way back in the day, and at that present time, he was on Real Life Productions. He met up with Isham, said it was like meeting him, everything.
If you're down with Daniel Jordan, go to RoX-TV.com. Check out our interview we did with him last month. And if you want the Isham tickets, I think
What should we
that
do?
you need to make the best Bobby Doe versus Sid Jones memes, and we will pick the best one. and
Tomorrow.
they'll get tickets.
By tomorrow.
So Post your Bobby Doe versus Sid Jones memes. Let's see
On Rock, post them to RoX-TV. We will pick them out on the road.
or post them to your social media and tag ours so we see
We will
it.
look at all of them. What do you think?
Tell us
24
about
hours? 24 hours?
We'll pick the winner on Monday. We'll announce the winner on RoX-TV on Monday on the Facebook.
That works. So meme it up between myself
and
versus
Sid Jones.
Sid Jones.
Because this battle is just begun.
I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of
Yeah, we gotta get
It's
some,
gonna be really
animosity.
fucking funny.
gotta get some good meme pictures out.
We're gonna get some of the best ones. I
I might
think.
actually make a few too, and I might win the tickets.
You
Just
can't try to win your own
I can
tickets just
try
so
to
you
win-
can
no.
sell them. You fucking.
I'm not gonna sell them. I'll give them away at that point. I'll just give them away to somebody that whatever.
That's good because I don't even know how to
Supposedly.
make memes.
Really?
I don't make memes.
Oh,
That's
you're
like,
fucking
I have an
over.
iPhone,
Over.
and apparently I don't use it correctly.
Do you know what a muse is?
That's because you have an
Amuse.
iPhone. Just it's an iPhone, so it
A
doesn't
muse.
work
You're the
correctly.
inspiration for memes. Sid, you take it.
Yeah, hashtag Sid takes it. I
Hashtag Sid
never
takes
forget.
it.
Hashtag never forget.
Sid takes it where?
So,
Bobby's
you
taking.
said while you're on
Speaking
the
of
road,
taking it, Bobby's taking a break over there.
I'm not gonna let this guy take a break. I gotta ask you something.
What's
you said
up?
you're going on the road, going on to a show. Tell us about that.
I am. We are taking. Actually, I'm going with myself. This gentleman across from me, Mr. Bob Rocks, Edward Smash, Extra Overdose.
You said
and
that already?
Fat Boy. Oh yeah. Whatever. Well, we're taking Extra Overdose on tour on Twisted.
Basically,
dates.
where RoX-TV is providing transportation for Extra Overdose
Sponsor
and crew,
transportation.
and
He's got
running
his own
his-
entourage. I
Yeah,
like
the
it.
entourage. Yeah,
I
you
like
know when
that
you go
entourage.
up,
It's
you
a
know, you got
symbiotic
people.
relationship,
dope.
you know.
It is. I think Extra Overdose is just as much as RoX-TV as we are. I really feel that.
Just to let you know he's hip hop.
I understand he's hip hop. See, and this is where the confusion
But
comes
you know
in.
what? He's okay with it because it's fucking from the East Coast. That's why.
So
It's
you're
a
telling
East
me
Coast
you're telling me
conspiracy
that I'm
going on.
you're telling me that I'm biased over
Basically-
from the
All
East Coast.
of
Ah,
He
get out
flew
of
over
you.
here to Detroit.
Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from New Hampshire, so it doesn't get much more east than that.
Nope, unless you're in the ocean.
My boy Jason Davison that lives in New Hampshire. Juggalo. Face tattoos, head tattoos.
I
Really
might
good
know
dude.
him.
I don't know. He's in prison.
Damn,
for
a
a while.
juggalo with face
Oh.
tattoos.
Would have thought. I know. I'm getting my face tattoo. When
My
I go,
buddy
when I
Joey
go
Cordes,
visit.
huge shout out to Joey Cordes, Livid Rhymer. He did a song with King Gordy. It's called Slender Man, which is absolutely amazing. I got a chance to review that album. I love it. Huge shout out to Trey Flows, also from the East Coast. I love that dude. Trey Flows has some of the best. What is
Can we
going
give
on
someone
with
a
this
shout
phone
out
over
on the
here?
West Coast?
That camera's getting a call.
Where is
Our camera's getting a phone call.
our cameras?
Perfect.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
But your boy-
I hate
Yeah,
when
so
someone
my
calls
boy
my
Trey
fucking
Flows-
camera. It happened once in an elevator too. My elevator got called.
Your elevator got called. I hate when that
It's
shit
a long
happens.
story.
Trey Flows, though, huge shout out to him and AU Music that he does with several people over there. They just released a mixtape, Trey Flows mixtape, which actually features a lot
What's
of
with
people
all these
from AU.
rappers and mixtapes, man? It's like a trend.
Well, I noticed
That's
that
how you
too.
get your fucking music out.
I'm
Okay,
being
no.
Oh, I thought you were
But
for
but
real.
here's the
Like,
thing.
motherfucker.
There is something that I noticed, and I love Mars to death. Mars with an S. Huge shout out to that dude. I love this guy.
There's only one.
But-
Mars.
Shut up with that. But he came out with something called the Zodiac mixtape. And I'm listening to this, and I'm like, it doesn't feel quite like a mixtape. It actually feels like a well-rounded album. So what is the difference between a full-length album and a mixtape? To me, a mixtape has always been like sample tracks, unreleased tracks. Forgotten Freshness 6 might be an example of that.
I could shed some light on this if
Yes,
you want
please.
me to.
That's not
Okay.
a traditional hip hop mixtape, but definitely maybe a Juggalo World mixtape kind of thing.
A mixtape from what I see is beats that are coming off the radio, other people's beats. You're just taking them and you're putting rhymes on them to show your skill out, and you throw out a mixtape. A demo is more something which you were just explaining, snippets, maybe a new song here or there, maybe a little promo.
I think we call
or
it a
something
compilation.
Like that.
Speaking of compilations, we'll be releasing Dysfunctional Family's greatest hits that never were.
Oh my God! Ah!
Is that a compilation album? When
The
The
'cause
greatest
it's- 'cause
hits.
it's
Yeah, Guy Who
unreleased.
Greatest Hits
Yeah.
compilation because it's a compilation of his greatest hits.
It's still a compilation of songs. You know,
Okay.
and the Dysfunctional Family one will have some album versions from the first album version of the second album. but it's going to have a lot of unreleased demos and some demo versions of songs that you've only heard the album version of. And pretty much every skit that we ever made shoved into one because we like people to laugh.
Laughing's always good. Laughing really helps the soul. Really does. Jake, do you like to laugh since you
Yeah, I
haven't
like
said
to
anything
laugh
for
a lot.
5 minutes?
Yeah, you like laughing, Sid?
I do. As a matter of fact, that's why I post some of this shit that I post on my page that would probably
Every
get me
time I want to
fired
laugh,
too.
I just go to Sid Jones's page.
I got a lot of funny shit on there.
No, I was just saying, stare at your profile picture.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah, except you'd be also laughing at the Natalie and our homie York from Broken Blanket Productions.
No,
So don't be
I
a
stare,
dick.
I stare at you.
Thank you. So, Jake, how are you feeling today? You haven't said much at
true,
all.
yeah.
Pretty
we-
saucy. I kind of let you talk most of it.
Yeah, good. It's good to have some brains in the room. So, Blink-182 and Lil Wayne are taking off on a co-headlining tour for North America. There's the Coral Sky Amphitheater down in Florida is where they're actually making their stop on July 25th. Gentlemen, how you feeling about this? Blink-182, Lil Wayne.
I feel like this is like one of those loopholes. I tell him not to talk about punk, and then he finds a way to.
Talk about
But
it.
Everyone's been
here's-
talking about it.
Here's where I
even
trump that. Blink-182 is not punk.
I said that they are pop punk. Now, I've gotten into this argument with other punks where
They're
there's
pop.
pop
They're
rock.
just pop rock, yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
I mean,
punk.
they
They're
are
not
just
punk at all.
popular music.
Just because
yeah.
they put their guitar down here. You know, I didn't even know that they switched a member till last year,
What
summer.
member?
Tom, not Tom, but the other one,
Adam?
Mark. No, Mark. No, they switched.
Mark.
Is it Adam? No, Adam's just Adam's song. It's Tom.
Oh yeah.
It's the one with the guitarist.
I don't
and
know
then
their
the
names.
bassist is
I
still
don't
there,
either.
And Travis Barker's
There's
still
only
there.
3 of them.
I just
I
thought
know, but they replaced one. the
Wasn't
one
he
that
in
could
a
actually
plane
sing.
crash?
Yeah.
Travis Barker was in a plane crash with DJ AM. and
Rest
then-
in peace, DJ.
Yeah, rest in peace, DJ AM.
Dang, somebody didn't make it. Because I knew he made it.
That's sad. He burnt a shit ton of his body and stuff like that. Fucked him up pretty bad.
Planes are nothing to fuck with. It's like totally safe, but if they go down,
Oh,
they're
totally.
going
go
down.
It's
Yeah.
over. It's
Like,
like, you
if-
could get
if-
your
if-
destination in 3 hours or never.
right. This is a nonstop flight, or it might be.
Or you might end up like Castaway.
But what I'm curious about is whether you call them pop rock, pop punk. According to the documentary "Punk's Not Dead," Blink-182 has been referenced as pop punk. So going in with that, with Punk's Not Dead actually being at the helm of a lot of inspiration for a lot of bands and with a lot of history, it definitely has its merit to be able to call somebody by.
Punk music goes to the Suboxone Clinic every morning.
Yeah, and it's still alive and kicking. And there's also a movement called straight edge where they don't do drugs. Can you say the same thing for hip hop? Rocks,
there's
back
a
to
lot
you.
Of,
Yeah,
there's a
there's a
lot
lot.
of hip hop people that don't do drugs.
Is it
So,
part of
yeah.
it? So it's the same thing with punk. So I could sit there and say that because you've had four artists that have died from overdoses, and as you've seen in the Razor Ray interview, also check that out on RoX-TV.
Nipsey didn't die of an overdose.
Nope, he was shot, and we actually talked
Yeah,
about that
that's
with Razor Ray as well.
horrible.
Actually, we talked about
He
that,
sounds
but
happy about
prior
it.
to
But he
Nipsey,
didn't die of an overdose.
no, he didn't. He died. Well, he got a little extra lead in his diet, which is unfortunate. but
Wow. Fuck.
Very disrespectful.
That's kind of
Just saying, like these things that they happen in hip hop, and I'm not making a judgment call. I'm simply making an observation. Until times have changed, I think I've made my observation on things. It's not that I hate hip hop or I've got something
I feel like
against
you hate
artists,
hip-hop.
Yeah.
but I'm saying that
Like
I've
the
noticed
heat.
that there is more violence within inside of hip hop than there is inside of punk rock.
Maybe because it's bigger.
It might be because it's bigger. It might
Vince,
be because
Vince Neil killed somebody and got probation. So how the fuck isn't that violence?
I'm saying
and he
you
got
see
off with it,
more
too.
violence in hip hop than you do in punk rock. You mentioned one. I'll give
There's
you
violence
five.
in all music. And mariachi bands war for drugs. Did you know that? Like they
Down
get
in
killed all
Mexico,
the,
yeah, but I think that's more of a culture thing as well. So is it more of a subculture thing when it comes to music as punk rockers who, whether with there's a portion of it where it is nihilistic, where you've got Sid Vicious, you've got your Darby Crash, which I don't expect you know who Darby Crash is.
I don't.
I'm not surprised.
That's fine.
But I am more educated
what do
in
you
hip hop
guys
than
think
you are
in
in
the
punk
chat
rock.
room?
Yeah,
is
what do
what
you
I'm
guys
saying.
think?
Punk, hip hop.
Because
Who's
this is
the
my
winner?
point, though. You're telling me that I'm not educated in
I'm
certain
not saying.
aspects of
I
hip-hop.
definitely did not say you
But
were
but
educated.
I said he's not.
but in hip hop, what I've noticed is that when it boils down to what I know, I've got my preferences in hip hop and what I listen
He
to and
is?
what I fuck with.
He wants to be on speakerphone.
Oh,
Who's on?
Oh snap! Oh,
we got a
no, We got a
caller.
caller in.
We have a caller.
See, I'm looking forward to finding out who this is.
Is it Casper? Yell at Sid.
What?
Oh, please! I hope it's
Oh,
Casper. If
no.
Casper's coming back. Hopefully. Why do we have to be quiet?
He sounds angry.
He does sound angry. I don't like. We're letting our viewers kind of hang and stuff like that, so we're gonna let him on the phone. Go ahead.
Second episode that he's
What?
watched. Both episodes you talk about how violent rap is
All right, good. We got someone on our side.
over other music.
See, it's just all hate on hip hop. That's
Fuck
all you
off,
fucking
it's
do.
not true.
We have a caller in. Hey, hey, that's
most-
a
the most-
unbiased decision.
The most violent concert that he's ever been to, was a Journey concert.
Really?
Yeah,
That's shocking.
Yeah, I wouldn't guess that.
Yep.
I think one of the most violent ones that I've ever
Picture
been
a slow
to.
motion fight.
One of the most violent ones that I've ever been to. That was probably a casualty show. Those people fucked each other up.
You should put him on speakerphone.
Like there was one dude at a Murphy show that was carried out on a stretcher.
Oh, so you're saying
Dang.
Dropkick Murphy show?
Yeah, I saw a
There's
dude get
violence for you right there.
There's violence.
right, but I mean like
There's a bunch of violence.
killing
A
your
puddle of
people.
mud
inside of the
last week.
community. Maybe I should have rephrased this because there's been mosh pits and things like that I've been a part of that I have also witnessed where people end
You
up.
need to shut the fuck up and stop saying that rap's violent, because rap was violent and rap has been fucking good.
Nipsey.
Who's our
I mean,
caller?
Nipsey was shot over something
So,
that wasn't
thank you for
rap.
calling in.
A rapper got shot over gang beef, not
Right.
because it was a rapper versus rapper beef. So that should even count in violence.
So that's a good question then. Why are a lot of gangsters and things like that? Why and a lot of rap?
Listen, the Southwest Strangler is gonna beat you up if you don't shut the fuck up about that situation with Nipsey Hussle and shit. You don't know what you're talking about, bro.
That's why I'm asking questions.
Is that Joey?
Because
You're making observations.
I am simply making observations and not judgment calls.
You need to tell us all, man. I can't put you on speaker.
Put him on speaker.
Man, see, look at the.
Why we're live?
I know
we
and
are
then
live
Don
right
is
now.
getting on your ass because you keep on busting on
He said
fucking
the
hip hop,
reason Nipsey
motherfucker.
got shot and killed.
It's because he didn't leave his own neighborhood, right? When he should have. He should have gotten out when he had the
No, it's
chance.
because he was a rapper.
Yeah, I guess it'd be.
But I mean, there's like the gang culture and the hip hop culture. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that.
Because I've never seen a rock.
Well, okay, so Razor Ray explained it like this.
I completely agree.
In hip hop, it's a lot of like ego, and in a lot of hip hop, they actually celebrate violence. I'm gonna pop a cap in his ass, et cetera, so on and so forth. There's a lot of that.
Yeah, it's part
there's
of
a
the
lot of
game.
that boastfulness. Do you think that maybe that could give people an impression of like, oh,
agree.
this is the way that it is?
He said he's gonna beat you up. You better shut up. Nipsey got fucking shot because he got too big, too famous, too much money, and he stayed right there in the hood where everyone knew where to find him and shit.
Right, but I'm trying to figure out why that was attracted to him in the first place.
Why
Because he wanted his.
stayed?
No, why he was shot for doing something like that.
Why
That's
he was
like,
shot? People are jealous. Somebody probably tried to rob him. Who knows what happened?
If I knew that you had like a couple bands on you, I might run them pockets.
I'm just saying, like, I just feel like there's a lot of violence within hip hop.
He said you're a cracker from the suburbs. You have no idea.
I'm actually from a small town in New Hampshire, so I think that's even worse.
It's even worse. Yeah, he's from,
It's
like, a
even
mountain
worse.
town.
Because, like I said, I am simply making observations, not judgment calls, but based off of the things that I've been hearing and reading, I am simply saying maybe I don't want to end up injured like that.
I'm not asking you to become a rapper. We're just asking you to come to fucking rap shows.
Hasn't there been rap shows just recently shot up in Detroit, though?
Not that I know of personally.
I'm
Not that I
pretty
can
sure
think-
that we covered
not
that,
I can
at least
think
on
of,
at least
my
on
top
some
of
of
my
our
hands and stuff like
from
that.
way back in
Here,
the
I'll
day.
let you talk.
Well, you said way back.
Why can't you put him on speaker?
I don't know. He asked me not to.
No, just
Tell me
Thank you for calling into RoX-TV. You are on the air, kind of, sort of ish.
Put him in the speaker. Put him
I
in
was,
the mic.
I was.
Hold it closer to the mic.
Yeah, hold it closer to the mic, man.
Well, I actually came to.
You ain't gonna get a word in.
just be quiet and listen.
Who is that?
Shaggy Too Dope.
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
He doesn't like all that trash talk about rap.
Yeah.
And I can't blame him.
Well, I mean, like I said, I was just simply making observations and finding out there's a lot of unfortunate circumstances that do happen in hip hop, and I'm trying to figure out why so much in hip hop versus other things, and that's been one of the.
Hold.
Shout out to the motherfucking Don right now.
Yeah.
I mean, as a whole, I feel that it's that way simply because, like I said, at shows and things like that and antics. But I mean, like when there's people that are out there, you know.
Kind of wishing we weren't live, all right?
Well, no, because like I was showing the example of with Nipsey, this happened
ever.
outside of a show.
This is better
You
than
know what I
having
mean?
guests.
There's a lot of these things that have happened outside of shows. Jam Master Jay shot in his own studio. Oh, no. I wasn't meaning like, I see how it's. So
Damn, dude. I could hear that. Shout
that's
out
an
to the
interesting
motherfucking
thing.
Down
That's
right
actually an interesting point.
Yeah, shout
So
out to Shaggy for watching.
there's more violence
Yeah,
at punk
watching the
shows
show
inside
on
the
the
venues.
tour.
And I am noticing, making an observation that there's more violence inside of the hip hop community outside of the venues.
We need some Shaggy Too Dope schooling Sid Jones memes.
now. Yeah.
Oh, shit, this is it right
Hashtag
there.
Sid Jones getting schooled.
I think I might do it just to win myself some each time tickets.
More than welcome to.
No, they don't. They don't. As a matter of fact,
Make it a meme.
yeah.
Man, y'all can't really hear what's going on.
Yeah,
but man,
but
dude, like you
basically-
said, like,
Basically, Sid's in timeout
Sid's
now.
in timeout right now by a Don.
Yeah.
Right. No, I understand
Shaggy
what
Too
you're saying.
Dope,
Like I
the
said, in
Insane
New
Clown
Hampshire,
Posse
I
called
think we've
into
got
the
like two.
show
Personally to you.
to tell Sid that he's fucking wrong about rap music.
No, and like I said, there has been violence at shows I've witnessed. I witnessed a gentleman getting
I
carried out
witnessed
on a
violence
stretcher
at
at a
Hate
Dropkick Murphy
Breed.
show.
I witnessed violence at fucking Puddle of Mud, bub.
You
It
know,
happens at shows in general.
that's. I guess it should have been me. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I've been to 7 or
Dude,
8
this
punk
is-
rock shows, and like I said, I've seen 2 violent ones. My
Only
first
2.
punk. I mean, I've seen fights outside of venues, like parking lot brawl that happened outside of.
Oh, yes.
Well, like I said, Well, right, and I must say that though during the Mighty Death Pop show that happened at the Palladium, way back, there was a huge parking lot brawl.
Hey, Natalie, can we get a...
Right, and that's why I think I'm trying to
Focus
bring this
shot on
up
Sid
was
right now.
to bring this into.
put it on
I would
Sid?
absolutely appreciate that because, like I said, I'm simply trying to ask the question to make observations.
Tap the speaker on and off a little. He's like, no. He's getting yelled at.
I would love an education on the hip hop scene out here in Detroit because I've only been out here 3 years, been in the scene for 1.
Don't you talk back to Shaggy, man.
Yeah, what the
don't
fuck
talk
you
to
talking-
Shaggy
Don't talk
like
to
that.
Shaggy like that, dude. What the fuck?
Check your tone, man.
Right. Well, actually, fun fact though. Right. Well, in Baltimore,
He said
actually,
the Journey
Baltimore
concert was
actually,
dangerous as fuck. There was
Baltimore was
fights
actually
and-
told to be the most violent city. Right. Right. Baltimore is actually believed to be more dangerous than Detroit.
So we can just put this mic right here.
What happened at this Journey show?
Would he get pissed?
Stop being a pussy and put it on speaker.
You're making $5
closer
right
to the
now.
Put it on speaker.
Damn. Do you know what might have like caused this to have happened at this Journey show?
Give me the phone.
Hold on 1 second, sir. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah,
Just do it real quick.
This is the greatest podcast ever.
Damn, I can just hear him. It's like talking to
yeah.
the principal.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, it is unfortunate though that like I feel like that what happened with Tupac and Biggie. I don't feel like there was necessarily alcohol
Where do we
involved.
get to that?
But what I do find to be unfortunate with this situation.
Take off your Hey, Joey should take off your glasses. Take them off.
Whenever you want to come on the show and have this conversation, you're more than welcome to. I look forward to it.
Can we put him on speaker for a second?
Sunglasses off, but we look eye to eye.
Yeah, you gotta take them glasses off.
Yeah. Like I said, I would love for you to come on the show and we
Take
can
'em
talk
off.
about this.
Take them off. Take off your glasses.
Are you tuned in for this?
Yeah, we got some.
I told him to take off the glasses.
That's awesome.
He just got down on me, didn't he?
I think that this would be an interesting conversation and one that needs to be had for a
Hey.
long, long time.
I gotta. Hey, did you watch that new Star Wars trailer? Did you watch that new Star Wars trailer?
Come on, dog. Don't touch me on Star Wars. Star Wars.
Did you watch the new?
I know everything Star Wars.
Did you watch the new trailer?
The fucking Last Jedi, the fucking Rise of Skywalker coming out, dog.
I used to have
That's
the
what I'm
original
saying.
toys
What
when
do
I
you
was a
think
kid.
of the?
What do you think, dog?
What do you think of the Palpatine thing? Like, were you blown away? I was.
I think he sounds better than your mama.
Yeah, it did sound like, her.
You know, in the comic books, the Darth Vader comic books nowadays, the Anakin Skywalker is actually Palpatine's kid.
That he's what?
Word up, he fucked with the midichlorians in Steve Skywalker's belly, and that's why Anakin Skywalker was born. So Palpatine is Vader's dad.
What the fuck?
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Now my mind is blown.
I haven't got
Okay.
past the movie. I haven't even seen Han Solo yet.
Damn. Well, thank you for schooling Sid on.
Yeah, we appreciate that for
'cause-
hip hop. Like, man.
God, anything
fuck,
to
man.
shut him up.
I'm just saying, dog. I'll leave it at this. Listen, I'll leave it at this. If you ever go to a Journey concert, strap up with a bulletproof. Go to any rap show and fucking a white beat. You know what I'm saying? Make sure if you go to a rock show, strap up with a fucking bulletproof and be strapped and bring a knife with you.
Don't stop believing.
Yeah.
Right, there was drama at fucking the Puddle of Mud show that was just at Harpo's.
Tell us
Bullshit.
about that a little bit.
Some dude fucking thought he was all fucking tough and shit and got handled by security.
I like I said, I've experienced like violence within the crowd inside of 2 of the punk rock shows, but one of them was also Public Image Limited, which I don't think really counts because that's more of like opera.
Fuck around and get murdered at one of those shows.
He's right.
No, I actually feel like I'm at home at these punk rock shows. I feel like there's like a lot of hostility between rappers inside more of the.
GGL's gonna come out and stab you. He's gonna jump out and stab you with a piece of glass.
And rest in peace to G.G. Allen. That man, he definitely accomplished a lot in a very short period of
What about
time.
Nipsey
And
also?
then for some reason, no, fuck him. No,
tight.
not rest in peace. He was an evil piece of shit. Fuck G.G. Allen.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Fun fact: I actually did get to piss on G.G. Allen's grave. I did get to
Okay,
do that.
don't be backpedaling now because the Don's on.
The pictures you ain't run up on this motherfucker, dog. If there is a hell, he's burning so deep in hell.
I mean, I don't doubt that for a minute. Like I said, the guy.
Wasn't making
You
people
got to
do
think
shit.
too. The guy is also from my home state of New Hampshire.
Show ever.
Fucking East Coast craziness.
Yeah, Gigi Allen's from my home state of New Hampshire. Manchester, New Hampshire is where he's from. I was an hour and a half from him. So.
Well, I guess you guys more hardcore than I thought.
I feel like that because New Hampshire doesn't have a music scene, it's actually gotten a lot worse. Like the smaller the town, the worse it gets.
I can't get on Gigi Allen, dog. He's such a piece of shit.
Was a piece of shit. He's dead now, and yeah, he wasn't, like I said, the most likable guy, but he made an impact regardless. You either love him or hate him.
I bet you more people than me hate him, dog.
There are some great punk rock legends that had, unfortunately, led to an early demise that were brilliant minds.
Yes, there are many punk rock legends. There's many punk rock legends, but that guy, for real, dog. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like even, all right, let's look at Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Let's look at Sex Pistols.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. All right, Sid Vicious, what'd he do? Tell me his story.
Okay, so Sid Vicious joined the Sex Pistols in 1976, and he was actually part of the band simply because of his
Casper,
look.
turn your radio down.
And they did a great job in doing the promotions for their next album. Got on the Bill Grundy show and released their first huge album, Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols in 1977. 1979, they're doing a U.S. tour, and during this U.S. tour, Nancy.
You gotta understand that. Tell me the end of his shit.
Well, I'm getting to that. In 1979 in New York City, Nancy Spungen was discovered dead, stabbed to death.
Him the fuck out and murdered his bitch.
Here's the thing, though. There's no evidence that he actually had done that. Simply, the cops just arresting him wasn't proof enough. The bloody handprint that was found on the wall did not match his or Nancy's. So somebody else was in that room.
Man, now you just sound stupid.
No, it's true. There's a bunch of documentaries on it, including one that you can watch for free on YouTube called Who Killed Nancy.
I think Sid killed Nancy.
I know, they're a bunch of fucking murderers over there, man.
Thank you.
I don't think Sid did it. I don't think Sid murdered Nancy.
I'm just saying, when shit pops up in other genres of music, now check it out. I'm not being a dick to you, and I'm trying not to be a dick, like in general, you know what I'm saying? But I get very passionate about rap, you know what I'm saying?
I know you do.
Like, whenever shit happens in any other genre of music, like this goes back to like back in the day, like the fucking late 80s, early 90s and shit like that. If rap was on the radio and it said bitch or shit or something like that, they wouldn't play it. But like if a rock song had the word bitch in it or shit in it, they continue playing it, you know what I'm saying? And they curse rap music, you know what I'm saying? Because it's urban, because it comes from a poor area, you know what I'm saying?
You're not wrong. You're actually not wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
There was a.
So, you know what I'm saying? So like, I've been salty at motherfuckers that like bring a dark curtain down on rap in any angle, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe any of the fucking hype about rap being violent is true, you know what I'm saying? It might be violent on a tip that like it comes from a position of poor people in the ghetto and shit. So yeah, if you go to a rap show, there's gonna be some rough motherfuckers there, but do not count out going to rock shows and shit, these big fucking burly fucking drunk dudes with bald heads trying to fucking beat you up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just music. It touches people in different ways, and it might make you violent. It don't matter if it's rap, whatever the fuck. But I guarantee you, dog, that rap is no more violent in any fucking arena than fucking any kind of rock, pop, fucking disco, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's no more violent. And if I listen to a third episode of this shit, and you still talking about why is rap more violent than anything else, I'm going to have to see you.
Oh.
Well, that would certainly be interesting to have this conversation in person.
I'm going to wear your sunglasses out of the fucking studio.
Everybody loves these sunglasses, man. Everybody really wants these things. I think it's because they're mine.
Nah.
They're dirty as fuck.
Yeah, I know. I wear those
Jesus
places all the time.
Christ. Fuck.
That's my opinion, man. Thanks for hearing me.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
No doubt.
All right.
Thank you. And
I like y'all, lady.
and the Emperor and my mom are similar.
I'd like to.
Wow.
I would like to thank Shaggy 2 Dope, the Insane Clown Posse, the motherfucking Southwest Strangler, motherfucking Mr. Fucking Club, fucking for calling in and fucking schooling the fuck out of Sid Jones and putting him pretty fucking silent.
I think you should apologize for Nipsey Hussle.
I think
now.
you owe hip hop music as a fucking whole a fucking apology right now.
I think we'll have to wait and see what happens.
No, we need that apology.
No, you won't get that apology from me because I still haven't. I'm still
After
not
that
completely
phone call?
convinced because, as that gentleman had said, there's a lot of violence that does happen at these rock shows, right? But hip hop is quote not as violent as it's supposedly portrayed, right? But there's still people out there that think Sid Vicious killed Nancy.
Oh my God! What now?
So no, he did not. There is no proof. His fingerprints weren't even on his own knife. They couldn't find out whose fingerprints were on that knife, and the bloody handprint did not match Sid or Nancy.
To tell you the truth,
Somebody else was in that room.
Give a shit. It just shows that there's violence and
so if you don't give a shit
in other.
hey.
Okay, regardless of a he killed or not, somebody in their scene killed it, right? So in their scene, they had brutal violence. So it don't matter if fucking Sid killed her. It doesn't matter if fucking a dope dealer that they owed money killed him. It matters that there was violence within that scene. So that's what I'm saying. That's what he was saying. That there's violence in the music scenes in general and shit. Like, go to Journey with a fucking bulletproof.
And for to hear more on this, there is that interview up with Razor Ray, acoustic player for the Insane Clown Posse, where we go and discuss this.
For Insane Clown Posse in general, not just acoustic. But go ahead.
But the guitars for the Insane Clown Posse on their acoustic sets for their lives. Yes, he is. Razor Ray is. We have that interview up on RoX-TV on YouTube. And Jake,
but the only thing
back
he
in our
says is
archives.
that they
check out the archives.
Having an ego is a bigger part of the rap game
than it is in having a band because there's several members.
Some might get a little bit more wilder, but it's not to say that rap in general is more violent, you know?
Do we have any more puffy subjects to talk about?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Like P.
Brian May, Queen guitarist, guitarist for the band Queen. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I do, I love fucking Queen, dude.
Wants
Queen's
to see another concert put on to tackle climate change.
That's dope. Is he going to do it as Queen with like, I think he does, what they do is put guest lead singers to play Freddie Mercury's parts and shit like that and sing them and stuff. Freddie Mercury was a beast, bro.
Yes,
One of my favorite artists. I still listen to Queen today.
I love the Bohemian Rhapsody film. Was absolutely amazing.
Haven't fucking seen it yet. Don't.
For real?
I mean, I know the ending of it.
It was a great movie.
But
right after he passed away, they had a memorial concert for him on MTV, and they had all kinds of bands come and play.
Yeah, that's
sing
awesome.
Queen
So is that what he's trying to do?
It seems like he just wants to be a part of a show that they want to do a show
come to the gathering.
That goes towards climate change. And I think the reason why with climate change is there's a lot of issues that have gone on, politically or otherwise, where people have found that, you know, our ocean levels are starting to change a little bit. The sun's starting to cook up the earth a little bit. We're starting to have more endangered species and shit like that simply because of the weather change and deforestation, so on and so forth. So to tackle that kind of an issue. And Henry Rollins, by the way, also went to Antarctica.
Yeah, Antarctica's melting.
Yeah, and he said, I mean, it would take me 6 hours to explain it to you, but yes, the Earth is heating up. I was just one of those things I want to point out there and give this guy my stamp of approval and saying I think that would be a great idea.
Jones stamp of approval. Too.
Yes.
What do you got to do to earn that?
I know, right? I don't even think he could have put on this concert without that.
One last discussion piece here because I'm sure we're running out of time.
No, we're doing pretty good. You just feel the heat right now.
Prodigy, yes. So this is a sad story here.
Yeah.
The coroner refuses to rule Keith Flint's hanging a suicide. Could have been, quote, larking around and it all went horribly wrong. There is not enough evidence to conclude that it was suicide, not enough to determine it was an accident either. So it has been ruled an open conclusion, which means the only thing we can conclude is that this man is no longer among us.
That's sad.
It is
sad.
sad.
Sucks.
But,
it's pretty good music. You know?
But they did say the police had confirmed that there was no third-party involvement.
So was it like the one guy in Kill Bill hung himself in the hotel room, but he was jerking off and stuff. So was it possibly one of those situations?
It seems like that the person who had found him.
I like being choked a little bit.
It makes it a lot more positive, you know.
It does. It really does.
At least he went out.
Blood,
the fuck is wrong with you guys? Anyway,
you don't think that's positive?
I mean, huge shout out to my friend Mandy, but Yes, I how I felt about this, because I was the one, I did an article on this, and this apparent suicide. And I feel like there's a lot of depression that comes within music. I mean, I'm still holding the fact that Charles Bennington of Linkin Park did not commit suicide. I am still convinced that he was murdered.
I'm curious, where is your basis on
His
that?
wife's tweet that she had put out.
Did she put he was happy?
No.
What?
She put out the fact that she feels that he was murdered because there was no signs of the fact that he would commit suicide. She put that tweet out and then was demanded that she take
Is
it
it because
down.
he was trying to work against like the pedophile thing or something?
Yeah, so there was this thing where in Hollywood,
They're running up. Yeah, who else does that shit?
Corey.
No,
yeah, but
Corey
or Borat.
Yeah, Borat does.
Borat
And
just
it's
did
still
that.
goopy because it's Borat, but like he's tackling real fucking issues. I believe in that shit, dude. Like fuck yeah.
Corey.
Human trafficking.
I could also see him commit suicide too.
Okay, so this last topic that I want to bring up, Foles are they're abandoned London. They're making changes in pursuit of the ultimate creative freedom. The lead singer Giannis was in a dark studio in South London to record lyrics after instrumentals have already been recorded. My question is, creative freedom in music. Now, I'm having a hard time with creative freedom in my own damn podcast.
What are you talking about? No, we just don't like certain issues being talked about and stuff. We just kind of.
I just want to throw a quick jab out there. We are running out of time. Creative freedom in music. Tell us about this. Is it difficult to have your creative freedom in music?
Not anymore.
I don't think it is at all because
maybe under mainstream labels, they might try to dictate what they're doing.
But everything's most stuff is underground for the most part now. Even stuff that you hear on the radio, some of the stuff was created relatively recently underground. It wasn't like 10 years ago we were in a garage band or something like that. It's created. Underground like maybe a year ago or something, or 2 years ago, and then it's already on the radio or something's on the radio by that artist and stuff like that. The internet, all that, really raised everything. So we're less censored, in my opinion, as far as music.
Well, musically, maybe, but even there's been arguments, and it was shown in the film Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it yet. This isn't much of a spoiler.
Stop spoiling.
But there was issues with how long which single they were going to put out. We can't put out a 6-minute single. No one's going to buy this. It needs to be under 4 minutes. People want faster music, more music, and less time. And they said no. You will put this song out as a single, and it was Bohemian Rhapsody. So I mean, it's not even creative freedom in just like what you can sing about, what you can't sing about. Anti-Flag is always singing about fuck the system. You're gonna die for your government. Snoop Dogg rapping about whatever Snoop Dogg raps about.
We're out of time.
Wow.
We are out of time.
Extra overdoses in the building. We're about to take him and
all
transport
right.
Yeah,
him.
we're going. We're
And,
getting out of here. We're leaving you the
But
fuck
you know what?
here.
This is a
Yes,
good
you are.
episode. I'm glad that Shag's Too Dope called in to chew you a new one because someone needed to.
And it's to
Shout
be
out
continued because I have not
Shout
gone
out
down without a
fucking
fight yet.
love.
I am still out here to learn
Dude,
more.
he schooled you. I mean, man,
Meet
I
you at
feel
the
the
Journey
heat from over here
concert,
still,
Sid.
man. You're good.
Watch that Mind
We're done.
Mentality video by EXO.
Yes.
Watch out for Trey Pound's float video coming soon.
Oh shit! New video for
And
Trey
we
Pound.
will see you guys next week on RoX-TV Weekly. We will be back, and it seems that things have heated up.
We cut.
I don't know. Cut. Oh.
What?
Well, we're still up.
If you've enjoyed this video from
RoX-TV.com.
make sure you follow RoX-TV on Facebook and YouTube. If it's underground, we're there.